Hello, friends. Hello and welcome. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you. Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm Lynn from L&J Goods. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Monday morning. Megan is here with me today.
Hi.
She is over there behind the scenes putting together a collection list for you, but it's pretty simple today. We're going to finish up that poinsettia sign that we started last week, and we're just happy you're here. If you're watching, you see us we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and our website. You can also find us at lnjgoods.com. L&J Goods is a brick and mortar shop located in Medina, New York. I'm sounding sort of like one of those used car salesmen from all the commercials that you see on television. You can find us on Main Street in Medina between Buffalo and Rochester.
Indeed.
Hello, everyone. It's so good to have you here today. So, today we're going to finish that sign, but I hope everybody had a great weekend and that you are just in the thick of all of your Christmas decorating, holiday decor.
In a good way.
In a very good way. Yes. What'd you do this weekend, Megan?
What did I? Well, I tried to spend as much time with my cousin Jamie, your niece, as I could.
We did. We had a great little time with her.
I went to David's family Christmas party, and that pretty much took up my weekend.
Well, that's about it, right? Yeah, we had a couple of nice dinners with family, and Jamie came and hung out with us yesterday at the shop, which was really nice. And we ordered Mexican in and just got
We ordered it in. We ate it out.
We ate it all.
Yes.
We ate out. We ate it here. There we go again. Top of the show. Top of it.
You brought it up, not
me. We're talking food, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know. Anyway, that got us thinking about. JR asked me this morning. He's like, "So what day are we making Christmas cookies?" I'm like, "Can I please get my house decorated first?" Yeah. That's on the agenda for tomorrow. I may take some video of that and share that with you guys if you would like to see that. But we got a lot going on at the cottage now. Of course, our porch project has expanded into a sidewalk project, which that's the way it goes when you have an old house, right? So there you go. Who's here with us today, Megan?
Mary Casey, Mary Jo, Linda Walsh, Del Ray, Shannon. Mary's asking if you watched Royce last night. She put resin in the peony leaf stamp, and it looked really cool, she said.
I bet it did. Yes. I saw it go through in my feed, but I typically don't have a lot of time left over to watch other creators. I wish I did, because there's a lot of people doing some really cool stuff out there. So, but I just don't. So, but yeah, I noticed that she, I saw that little snippet come through, and I'm sure that it was cool. Same thing Royce ended up doing. She gives credit to somebody else that first started it by pouring the resin into our retro letters. I've shared that as well, cool. And it's so fun. So fun. So today we're going to continue working on our little poinsettia sign, and I'm going to flip the camera down. Do we have people over on YouTube as well?
I'm just not there yet. I'll get right there.
Okay.
I'm editing the...
It's okay. I gotta get a drink.
Text.
It just tasted so good going down.
Good. You needed to hydrate.
Big, fresh gulp of water. Sorry, you guys. Anyway, okay, let me flip the camera down and show you where we left off. And I'll show you a little bit of what I did today. So first of all, I kind of want to refresh your memory on these letters. This is, whoops, hey, that wasn't supposed to happen. Because okay. So what I did is remember that I ended up adding on to our retro letter. And I'm going to show you, because I see a couple that I did not do. So I'm just taking a little fine brush and I am creating some little outies here.
I can't see anything that you're doing. Is it okay if I move this?
Oh yeah,
So I
sure.
can watch you a little bit.
Of course. So I did some little outies here. And I think I needed one here on the other side of the D. And this is just going to take it up a notch. And when my paint here dries, I'm going to go ahead and show you how we're going to add more detail just with a Sharpie. But you can see, I hope you can see that I'm not doing like perfection. These are very much kind of skippity jaggedy all over the place. So, but I think that adds to that look of a really rustic old sign.
Furniture Facelift by Cody first did the resin and the
That's
retro
exactly
you,
right.
Mary.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Mary. I could not remember who it was. And then I'm going to kind of redefine this red here by bringing out that little pointy thing to sort of match the detail that I did with the white.
Very cool.
It's so cool. It just takes the lettering in a different direction when you don't have every single type of font stamp, which we don't. You just have to adjust, right? Now, the other thing that I did is I did do a little bit of distressing, wet distressing, sorry. Whoops, I'm going to go out here. A little bit of wet distressing just to reveal some of the wood underneath. Once this is all completely done, I'm probably going to re-emphasize these board edges by coming in with a little sanding block. I got to be honest with you, sanding chalk paint is not my favorite thing to do. And I have to be
everything to watch.
Yeah, I have to be really careful about how I do wet distressing on a piece like this too, because Debbie's DIY paint obviously will be reactivated with water, and so if you're not careful about how you do the wet distressing, you're going to smear and smudge your paint all over the place. And then what I did is I simply hand drew, I hand lettered these. And you could also, you could use a stamp, you could trace out something, whatever, you need to do to get your font going here. But there's so many different resources. You could print out and then trace that font onto your piece.
Did you use tomato ink in this project?
I did not.
I wonder why I have it.
I don't know.
How silly.
Yes, I did, Megan. Yes, I did, because, and we're going to do that again today because I'm doing a second poinsettia.
Okay.
So there we go. Here I'm finishing off just my $1.50 poinsettias. Look at that.
Very cute.
It's so cute. Wonder how many of you would actually make this. Tell me.
A show of hands, please.
Yeah. And how many of you would actually make this if it was a decoupage paper? Yes. Yeah. That's the question, right?
That's me.
It's you. I don't even know if you would do it then, Megan.
Someday, when I have a different job than this.
Okay. All right. So let's go down to the urn because I do want to show you something that I did here to create a little bit more of a vibrant urn. So remember that we stenciled this in white swan. Well, then I went over it with weathered, no, I didn't. I used the black velvet, and Here's what I did. I literally kind of stippled a little bit of that black over this. So I have kind of a black and white look going here. And I think that's enough for me. I didn't want to get too crazy detailed about this particular urn. We're going to do more crazy detail with another project at another time. But I felt like this really made this urn pop a little bit more by adding that black over the white. So I let some of the white come through and kind of stippled, and I like this much better. Much better. But that's what we do, right? We kind of give it 24 hours, look at it again, and then figure out what to do from there. So which brings me to the point, the point,
Yes.
my poinsettia.
Oh.
My poinsettias. I talked about using these stamps stamped with black to go over these that I already painted in. Now, I could do that, but here is what I had to really think about. I had to think about how all of these leaves come together in the center. And I don't want to have to fuss too much and mask too much with these. I'm going to show you a little masking technique later, but I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to try to bring this in. Can you see? I'm going to take my pencil where I drew these out. I basically wanted to bring all of my points to generally the same place, or the same distance from each other, the same distance from the center. So I found a center point here, right? And then what I did is I took my pencil and I kind of outlined the bottom of each of these poinsettia leaves. I adjusted the bottoms so that they would all come in to a point like this, and that they're not going to be all like overlapping in the middle. See what I mean? You're going to see it even more clearly once I go to the next step. So,
then you need to put the actual flower in the middle.
Yes,
right?
I do. So now, and again, you can stamp these. I'm going to show you a different way. We're going to do the stamping maybe on this poinsettia, but I wanted to show you a couple of different ways that you could do this. And I also wanted to show you that it's really not a big deal to make these lines, okay? And when you think about the poinsettia, and this style of painting, there's really not a super lot of detail. So I am going to get a nice long brush. This is a script brush. Sometimes they're called a rigger, sometimes a lettering, a font brush, whatever. But it's a nice long, and I'm watering down the black paint. Now, all I'm going to do is I am just going to outline. It doesn't matter if I'm kind of skipping around. It really doesn't. It doesn't even matter if I mess up like I did here, because I'm going to go back in and I'll just paint it red.
Easy.
Easy peasy. But I want to more clearly define each of these, and I felt like I couldn't do that with the way that I used my stamps, the leaf stamps before. I just felt like I couldn't do it.
Hey Elizabeth, I think we were emailing about your order to Canada. I just need you to send me your shipping address and then I can get you a quote and we'll go from there. info@ellenjgoods.com. And that goes for anybody who would like something shipped to you in Canada. Just email me and we can figure that out. We just don't do shipping to Canada through our website.
You're going to see how quickly I can do this. And honestly, it's going to be quicker than stamping each of those individual leaves. And
Tracy said, I love the idea of doing this, but I think I would do so on a smaller scale. I'm pretty sure that after completing one poinsettia, I would probably pass out.
you're done. You're done, right? But see how I am really going quickly with this. And it's going to take me far less time than stamping each of the leaves and masking them off and so forth. But I'll show you that version as well. And then we just have to add some very simple veins.
Deborah said poinsettia is the English American pronunciation for anyone interested or even cares. We all care.
Of course we do.
What's the other pronunciation?
Well, people say poinsettia a lot.
Okay.
Well, yeah, a lot of people just say poinsettia. Okay. And remember, with Debbie's paint, it will brighten back up again once we add a finish to it.
Andrew says, any tips for using paint with stamps? I have a hard time.
Well,
sometimes you water it down when it's Debbie's DIY, right? To make it a little thinner.
Yes, you can water it down. You can also just keep in mind, paint is not ink, number one. It is not ink. You know that. So because it's a thicker medium, you're going to not get the beautiful fine details in some of the IOD stamps. Like, for example, last week when we did the Portobello Road, I would never use paint with that, ever, because there's just too much fine detail. You can't get your paint thin enough to work with it that way. So what I do is, if I want to use paint, it's very specifically for a chunkier, more random look. Okay?
But when you are using it, she thins it out, sometimes with water, uses a brayer to really, really smooth it out.
Mm-hmm.
And roll it out and put it onto the... In fact, that's the only way that you really use a brayer with stamps that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Is when you're using paint.
Okay. Yes, I hope that makes sense. I typically don't like to use Fusion on my...
Well, you can't water it down and get the same pigment.
Well, you can't water it down, but it also, because it has that built-in top coat, it dries on there, and it's hard to get that off of the stamps without really scrubbing, and I don't want to, like, really scrub. It's a lot of work. Okay. And remember, this is something that obviously would be viewed from the road, that it's on your porch, from a distance. Most of the time when we're doing a sign like this, it is the composition and the color that draw you in and make this something noticeable. And then it's the detail that we really love to see. But because this is kind of going for that really rustic, not rustic, but just a hand-painted look, you know, maybe it was like at a farm stand or something like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just actually got an awesome hand-painted sign from Thistle Ridge, and it says fresh Christmas greens on it, or Christmas wreaths, or something like that. But it's totally hand lettered. It's not perfect, but oh, I just love it so much.
That's cool.
So if I don't have perfection here, that's okay with me. I'm kind of doing exactly what I am to get the look that I want.
Oh, now you care about the noise you're making?
Yeah, right. When he's been unpacking boxes,
slamming, stomping up and down the stairs.
Oh, dear.
This is alive. You guys
Yes.
get the full reality of it.
Everybody say hi to JR. We were trying to convince him that he needs to be, we need to show him doing more cottage projects and
We
that
talked.
kind of thing. Yeah,
That's
we
for
did.
sure.
We did talk. Yep.
And I'm not as much in denial as I was
Denial.
into Mississippi.
Yeah.
Hello, Leah Bigford Daniel.
Hi, Leah.
Melissa said you're a graphic artist by heart.
I don't know about that, Melissa.
I mean, you're pretty good at layout and design. All of those are valuable.
Well, I do.
Everyone's saying hi, JR.
Hello, everyone.
I do not. I can tell you that I am one of those people that, yes, design.
I see your price went down. Goodbye.
She is very confident at painting freehand. Isn't it fun to watch? Oh, listen to this beautiful comment from Laura Hall. She says, Megan, I wanted to thank you for all the extra effort you put into getting my box to me with contents intact. I appreciate it so much.
Oh, Laura.
Yeah, thank you, Laura.
That's the kind of review we love to hear.
And of course, Nina also did mention that she appreciated the care in which I packed her items. She's making the cherub ornaments. So I did have to carefully.
Yeah, there were.
pack those.
Yes, we had to very carefully create those once again, and
Those were so pretty.
so neat. So remember our lesson from last week is that the green leaves that you are seeing on a poinsettia are actually not leaves at all, or they are leaves, but so is the red. We're going to paint the actual flower of the poinsettia in just a minute.
We have a lot wrong when it comes to these flowers. The
You know, I'm
pronunciation.
telling ya.
We didn't know about the I didn't know about the flower part.
And I think they originate in, well, like most beautiful.
I'm sure it's tropical.
It's tropical, absolutely.
Well, let me find out.
Thank
It's
you,
a simple
Megan.
Google search away.
Thank you.
I hope that Mom, what was that new game? You sent me a new game that you want to try.
That looked like fun, didn't it? Is it called something Ransom Notes?
I'm hoping that there'll be many of you over the holidays trying telestrations, and I would love if you do get that game and play it with your family, take some pictures so I can see them. I'm almost tempted to make a telestrations Facebook group just for sharing of those pictures because it brings me so much joy and happiness.
We're going to get some liquid sunshine out. Whoa, is that bright? But it's okay. That's what we want. We want to see these flowers pop.
It's indigenous to Mexico and Central America.
I knew it was Mexico. I just
First-
knew it, but I didn't want to say it in case I was wrong.
First described by Europeans in 1834.
All right. I'm just
Well,
gonna...
its common English name does come from Joel Roberts Poinsett. So it does have a hard T in his name.
Oh.
So I can see the confusion. If you were familiar with him, I could see. I would say Poinsettia.
Poinset?
Oh, no, Poinsett. There's no T there. I just put it in again.
See? Ha, ha, ha. So I'm going to create these little flower bracts, and they are just little ovals. You know that yellow is a little more transparent of a pigment base, so we might need a couple coats on this.
Though often stated to be highly toxic, the poinsettia is not dangerous to pets or children.
Oh, see, I always
We
thought
had
it
it
was.
all wrong.
There's, you know what? It's the mystery of the poinsettia.
Yep. The mysterious poinsettia.
And we've had it all wrong all these
Yep.
years. Wow. The name, the leaf structure, what is actually a flower,
They
The
call it
fact
the
that
red
they're
and
not-
green foliage.
the fact that they're not poisonous. That was kind of drilled into our brains as
Oh,
pet
yes.
owners.
Yep, often mistaken for the leaves are often mistaken for flower petals because of their groupings and colors, but are actually the leaves.
Yep. So fancy that. And there's so many different hybrid. Look at all of a sudden it's looking like a poinsettia, right?
Oh yes, there's marbled, pale green, cream, pink, white, orange, flaming red.
Flaming red.
Yeah.
We're going to let those dry, that coat dry for a bit. And then we'll move down to this next area here where I want to create that second poinsettia. Now I can't stop saying it like that. Meg,
Diane said I saw huge bushes of poinsettias in Barbados.
Is that right?
Yep.
Well, they really are stunning. They're so beautiful. Okay. Now, I really wanted to think through how I did this one here, this poinsettia that I'm going to put here, so that I could give you a second option as far as if you wanted to stamp. One of the reasons that I decided not to stamp the black is because there is a lot of detail in these, all right? But I'm going to show you, if you wanted to stamp, how to lay these out, all right? So what I did is I just kind of used a little tape to hold them together, but, oh, I'm going to have to dry this for a second.
Tracy said, "Don't forget the veins on the top red leaf."
Oh, well, yeah, I had to fill in a little bit of red. Thank you, Tracy, but I will do that. Tracy was the one that was on pins and needles waiting to see this stamped, right? Sorry to disappoint. But I did want to make this something a little bit easier for you to navigate if you decided you want to make one. A little bit easier to execute, I should say. Okay, so I did take my masks that I made and I kind of lined them up with, what I did. Yep, here we go. With generally where my leaves are. Remember when I was painting these in, I might have gone outside of my lines a little or whatever. But I laid my masks down to cover the leaves that are already painted. Then I did a little bit of tape on each of them so that they would all kind of stay together as one big mask. I'm going to put a little tape roll underneath so this doesn't shift when I'm stamping my next poinsettia.
I just love this project.
I love this too.
So cool.
So let me grab my tomato ink. And then I have my stamps again. Now, after learning from my first one how I want my leaves to all kind of end in the same radius here, the same, not radius, but the same outer diameter of a center, I was a little more careful in how I selected the stamp that I was going to use. So you can see that I carefully selected those, and then I positioned each of these so that they would all kind of end at the same point and leave an area in the center open. So think of an imaginary circle. And honestly, if you wanted to, you could actually pencil in a little circle if that would help you to visually determine where you want your leaves to be. And then I am going to lay these out. I'm going to untape these in a minute and start to stamp them out. So let me start with this one, but you can see, uncover that a little bit. See the points? They're all kind of in this circular arrangement. Then I'm going to come in with another leaf and fill in here and a leaf to fill in here. Is all that making sense, guys?
Didn't you mention in the top of the first video that you might put some gold on that urn?
I'm not going to.
Okay.
Okay, so I tape these together so they remain in their composition. I just find it easier that way, and then I'm not shifting all over the place. I can kind of move it as one and then move it back when I need to. So I'm going to give myself, just as a little point of reference, I'm squeezing my pencil under here at the point of this leaf here and the point right here. So that's just going to help me to know where to lay out my leaf. So I can see my point here and my point here. Get the point?
Karen says, I kept a poinsettia for years at work. It lost its red color after the first year. After doing some research, I covered it in a box for periods of time, and eventually it forced the plant to get red leaves again. I was just reading that when I was reading about it, that it needs a certain amount of like complete darkness to get the color. Yep. It's fascinating to me.
Okay, so again, remember that when I'm stamping these leaves on here with the red, I'm only using this as a template. I'm going to fill it in with red paint. Okay, so now I'm going to bring this down again. And let me go ahead and mark my centers, mark the ends of my leaves that are in the centers right now and my outer. And that's going to help me to know exactly where they need to be positioned. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do this guy. And so we will peel that back. I don't even need to move these aside right now, but I'm going to stamp this. And of course, I got it on my board. I have a limited space and camera angle to work with. But the cool thing about Debbie's is if you get a little ink on there, all you do is just take a damp cloth and you wipe it away, and it will wipe that ink away with that top layer of paint.
And maybe a little bit of paint too.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to put this one right here. I'm going to line that up. Okay, so see, I painted right over top of my mask, because this one is going to be kind of behind the other one, the other flower. All right. Okay, let's do this guy now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do them both at the same time. Look at that. Fancy that. Then we'll fill in the other leaves. You know, I very often will say, I think that this is like my favorite project that I've ever done. Can I tell you guys? I think this is my favorite project that I've ever done. So I'm lining up here.
I was thinking the same thing, Elena, that she almost doesn't even need the stamps. She could have just hand painted.
You probably could, but I really...
Well, not everybody can do that.
Right, and I love using these stamps a lot. Because I'm going to tell you, I want to... Here's what happens with me. If I'm going to hand paint, it's like when you try to draw a circle. It grows and grows and grows. And I didn't want that to happen. So again, right, it's over that.
You're right, Tracy. That is the kind of content you get here at Ellen J. Goods. She said, love the art study lesson and horticultural lesson all rolled into one.
There you go.
A lot of bang for your buck.
Yep. Okay, and we're going to fill in a leaf here. And I'll just use this same leaf. And I I need one here, and I'm just going to fill that in like that. All right. Now, what we have here, if you can see this, let me try to bring it really close for you, is I have, like I said, and tried to explain 27 different ways, I don't know that I did, is I have the points of the leaves all forming kind of a circle.
They're pointing
here.
at each other.
They're pointing, as in a poinsettia. In fact, I might end up putting one here, and then we'll bring that out there. Okay. Now I can come with my red. Let's lift
Marquee.
my marquee.
Which is the perfect color for
It's
this.
such a good Christmas color,
Perfect.
isn't it? And I'm going to take a flat brush, and I'm just going to fill in. I'm going to fill in right to So, of course, you know, as you are working this out, depending on how you choose to do yours, you know, if you're going to hand paint the veining, you can do that after, you know. You can do that after. I did want to show you, like, if you wanted to use the leaf stamp, how to do that. So that's why I am doing this way. So yes, tomorrow's my day off, and I'm decorating at the cottage.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think
You're gonna haul out
the holly.
Mom and I usually sing that like every 5 minutes this time of year. We haven't done
We
it so
do,
much.
I know.
And no, we don't know any of the other words, so that's what we
did
say.
this last year. We did this last year, remember?
But we are pretty good at making up some words depending on what we're doing.
I do love to make up a
Yes,
song.
me too.
Song lyrics. Love it.
The kids were just saying in the car, at the Christmas party, David's family Christmas party we went to, he ended up, of course, somehow being the MC of the bingo and
Of course
the
he
different
did.
games. And he asked them, well, did you think I was funny or did I embarrass you? They're like, oh, you're funny, Dad. You're always the life of the party. You're so funny. I was like, you know, some people actually think I'm funny, guys. They're like, yeah, but Dad's really funny or whatever. And I was like, honestly, I bet you, like, if we were to count the people who've said I'm funny and who've said Dad are funny, I would get more votes. But I do have, to be fair,
here.
I have a larger audience. And David did say to them, you guys remember, you do think it's funny when Mom makes up those songs that she makes up. And they did concede that I do make up the best songs.
Well, they haven't grown up with me making up those
Yeah,
songs,
sure they
but
have.
you have.
Yes.
Maybe that's where you get it from.
It's, of course, where I get it from.
I mean, we will literally, I think any given day, we will make up a song. We had a really good one, Shirley's.
Oh, do we sing that all the
The
time?
Shirley song. Oh my gosh.
Oh, well, that's a Christmas song, too.
yeah, but now I can't remember.
Oh
my
gosh,
On 2 feet.
Oh, jingle, jingle, jingle.
Jingle.
You can hear that cell phone ring.
No,
Then you can hear that iPhone ring. I am Shirley's cell phone. I'm the king of jingle.
No. The one about Shirley's back.
Oh, sorry.
What was that one?
There's that song about Shirley's phone, too, that we always sing.
I know.
Because Shirley's phone really does make the longest jingle per message that I've ever heard of any phone in my life.
Shirley's going to be listening to this, you know.
I sing that song to Shirley.
I know.
She's no
We
stranger
do.
to that song. Yeah, what was that one that I sang about
I know.
Shirley
We sang
walking
it
on
last
both
week.
feet?
I think we did it live.
We did. It had to do with her pouring resin. Right?
She's the resin queen. No.
Oh, yeah. I sang it to Caribbean Queen.
What?
Yes. Right?
No.
Now we're sharing.
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh.
Cheryl
Somebody
Mazzito,
get me
are
going.
you here? You know.
Oh, she is the resin queen.
Young and sweet,
walking
on 2 feet.
Thank you, Peggy. When are we coming out with our album featuring Type On? You should hear the songs. This is nothing.
Oh my gosh. We
Nothing.
make them up all day long, I'm telling you.
Yeah, everybody sang Dancing Queen, Dancing Queen.
Yep,
I
yep.
was thinking Caribbean Queen, but that would have been good too.
Oh, I love that. You are the resin queen.
Well, that was more of a collab because I think you got the song going, but I came up with the great final lyric.
Yes.
So that was a good collab.
Yes, it was a perfect collab. Oh,
We still have a great idea. Well, I had a great idea that we have not brought to fruition, and someday we're going to do it.
oh, what is that?
I don't know if they'll know what I'm talking about. Maybe we've talked about it on here before, but I don't know if anybody remembers the show. It was it might still be around, called Stomp. Do you remember that? It was like a musical, and they used all kinds of garbage cans and all different things to make music with.
We've gone to see it.
Yes, my mom took me to see it for sure, and I loved it at UB. But I was thinking it'd be fun to do
At
one
Shays.
called... Really?
Yep.
I swore we saw it at UB.
Nope,
but okay,
Shays.
whatever. I'm not going to fight with you about it. I don't know directions. So, both are in Buffalo, to be fair. I want to do one called Stamp. Oh, can't you just see it? It would be so good.
We'll get
We've been talking about that for years.
I'm going to kind of fudge in a fake leaf here.
So, yeah, lots of people are familiar with Stomp.
Remember this, there's a poinsettia back in here, so I'm going to fill that in.
We are so happy that Shirley's walking on 2 feet.
Oh, she's walking on 2 feet. Oh,
No.
yeah.
Save that.
Oh,
Linda
save
saw
that one?
Stomp in St. Louis.
Really?
I don't know, that was actually pretty good, Mom. She's walking on both feet. Finally.
Oh, yeah.
It was 6 months. Yeah, you can pound on paint jars and glue. Yes. But I want to use stamps. I want to actually stamp.
Do you think it would be relevant anymore? Would people
Well, it
actually
seems like everybody
know?
knows. And do we care?
No, we don't.
No.
We never
Would we-
care.
Would we spend precious hours of our life doing it just for our own satisfaction? For the niche 15 people that would find that funny? Yes, that's exactly right.
For the 50 people that are actually watching us, and
Because we started making these videos and just making the jokes that we make, thinking we were the only ones that would think it was funny, and some of you think it's funny, so you never know. There's more of us out there. If there's one thing I figured out, there are more people with our weird sense of humor out there besides us, which I didn't know before we started doing this. I thought we were the only weirdos.
oh my gosh, no, there's a lot of weirdos in the world.
But our specific brand of weirdo, I really thought it was just
Yeah.
us. And it's not. Turns out it's not.
Oh, we love all of you weirdos.
Yes.
We do. Jonathan finished his thesis.
He did. He had to present
Very
his thesis yesterday. It was a
exciting.
3-hour presentation. This is a bachelor's degree. Everybody keeps asking me, for his undergrad? Yes, he's at a very difficult school. So he did it. He said it was really great. He got a lot of good feedback. So he's done with that. Now comes the hard part of life, right?
Put that thesis into action.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do now is I want to show you if I were to stamp the veining on here, what that would look like.
Oh, cool. So his degree is, let me see, he just typed it to me because I say it wrong all the time.
I'm going to get a brayer.
Cinema studies and fine arts. film and fine arts, basically. He would like to, his ideal job would be to work in behind the scenes sports media production for like documentaries.
I'm looking for my brayer. Okay. And then we've got our brayer. I am off camera. I am just loading it into some black velvet paint. And then I'm rolling it on here. So here you're going to see me using paint on the stamp. And I don't mind using paint on this stamp because it's going to give me a little thicker line, but also these are not highly detailed stamps, these leaves right here. The peony and chrysanthemum leaves. But you do want your paint to be kind of inky, so that might mean, depending on what brand you're using, you may have to water it down a bit, and that is what I did. So I'm going to flip this over.
Mary said, put your mask on.
Not right here. Oh, I forgot about that. Whoops! You were right, Mary.
Kat says, I always say I'm a dork or a nerd, but I don't mind weirdo either. Oh, we're both of those other two things too.
Yeah, Mary, thank you. Why didn't you remind me of that earlier?
She did, but I didn't read it fast enough. I apologize. That's on me.
That's all right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take a little water and kind of scrub that out a bit. Goodness gracious, Mary. Casey is correct. I needed to put my mask down.
We've got 2 people that saw Stomp in St. Louis.
Get out of here.
I wish if Stomp is still touring, man, I would love to take Henry.
Oh,
he
my
would
gosh.
love that.
Yeah, he would. Okay. Mary Casey, next time you want to give me a better heads up.
She did. I told you it was me. I was
Oh, it was
looking.
you?
I was trying to look up what Jonathan's, so I could say Jonathan's degree of study properly.
So you are, I mean, you can get that same look.
I think that looks cool too.
I do too.
I like it a lot.
I didn't think I was going to, but yeah. So, you know, you can get a very similar
I like having
look.
both of them on the same board too.
You do?
Like they're 2 very, you know what I mean? 2 different flowers.
But yeah.
What are you thinking? You're going to go over it so that?
Well, it's rubbing me the wrong way.
Okay.
But.
I know. I wish you could too, Mary. If you could just yell out to her, that'd be great.
But I mean, you can see that it does give kind of a cool effect, doesn't it?
I like it. Is it feeling too delicate for you compared to the other one?
Maybe a little for the
urn.
style of the stamp.
Well, and also just over those delicate black lines on the urn.
Yeah.
Well, also they're not. It's just it's not outlined as.
It's just delicate.
Yeah, the same way the first one is.
It's not. No.
But I do like the look of it.
I do too. But you know what, you guys? I'm willing to do this just to show you how it works. Then you get to vote and decide which one do you like.
Liz already voted. Go over it. It needs the line thickness.
It does. I agree.
I think next to that urn it does. If that was the one on top, it might be okay.
Yeah.
But the one against the urn needs to be.
Yeah. So that's what you would do. And, yeah, I'm thinking. Let me get
I'm actually worried that urn is going to look too delicate under these big, huge, heavy poinsettias.
Oh, listen. This is not reality. This is not reality.
Elizabeth said, Stomp is coming to the Prince of Wales Theatre in Toronto, March 19th.
Is that right?
We could go to that, Mom.
We could.
That's right near Levon's birthday.
Yeah, even if I just kind of go over these outline or the outside a little bit, I think we got something
That is,
going.
is that chrysanthemum, Mom?
I'm using a mixture of chrysanthemum and peony.
Yes. Deborah said, if we take ourselves too seriously, we might become the type who thinks Lynn really ruined a Target tinsel tree. And not only that, but is very upset by it.
Yeah. Oh, goodness sakes.
And don't we all need to check ourselves and make sure we're not becoming that?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to come in with a little red. Yeah, I like the... It needs those bolder lines.
I don't know if you'd feel that way. Like if it was just a standalone, if it wasn't next to the one with the bold lines and above the delicate lines.
Yeah, you're right.
I think it would look really, really cool.
Yes,
like
I think so too. So again, you get to decide what you want to do. It can go either way. This one just will happen to have a combination of both the hand painted veining and
the stamp, which is probably based on hand painting.
Yeah.
Karen said, I have to tell you, I was at the Target yesterday and I saw the tree. I just stood there laughing.
You did. And so did 1/3 of the people that watched my YouTube short.
This is not a poinsettia stamp. It's a mixture of peony and chrysanthemum, and those are not retired stamps. I have them listed. I don't even know if I mentioned, but I made a collection for today that will show you all the things that Mom used with links to all of the things Mom used here in this project, including both of those stamps. You can find them in the descriptions on YouTube and Facebook. And Facebook, you can find it up above. YouTube, it's down below. Or on our website, up at the top, there's a drop-down menu for featured on our live tutorials, and you can just scroll to today's date and the title of this to find all of that.
I do like using the leaf as a template because again, when I'm like hand drawing, I feel like I can get really like my leaves can get wonky. I can't get them, kind of going the way that I want them, and so it really does help to have a good leaf template and also that variety of leaf template. Like so you don't have like just one. Like I would literally just be drawing like the same leaf shape. That's what I would be doing. Okay, so let's get these guys. Actually,
Tracy said, I've named my tree Rebel in the spirit of the debate about ruining it.
What?
Her Target tree.
Oh my gosh.
I think you colored that. Didn't you color it first?
I did. But we're not going to with this one. We're gonna because I forgot. Well, I'll fill in a little if I need to. We'll see once we get the other red on there.
Laura hasn't even seen the video, but she heard about it and got herself 2 trees when she was in Target in Charlotte last week. That is exactly what I would do.
That is so funny.
I love that. I do not like that, what you're doing right now.
Megan.
But you've said it. You can easily wipe it off.
No, I can easily fill in. Just let me finish this, all right? Let me just do what I'm doing. I know how to fix a mistake.
Okay. I didn't
Thank
even know
you.
if you were.
I don't need your commentary on that.
I didn't know if you were acknowledging that it was a mistake. I had to make sure. Do you need fresh water?
Yeah, that would be a great thing for you to do.
A nice
other than
quiet
sit
thing
here
I can
and
do
try
in
to
the
be an art
background.
critic. Nothing worse to an artist than
Well, you are in the wrong business then, honey.
than somebody saying, "Oh, it doesn't look right." It's like I'm not even done with it yet. Jeepers creepers.
Well, you said you were trying it out. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you.
There we go. Does anybody want her?
Don't do it. Okay. And only Lynn would see a poinsettia from a stamp for peonies and chrysanthemums.
No, other stockists have seen them too. I'm not the only one. In fact, it was somebody. Was it you, Tracy? Maybe Tracy is the one that told me. Like, oh, use the poinsettia stamp.
Tracy said, even Target is benefiting from the bad press. No, yep.
Well,
No
I'm honestly thinking of doing like a follow-up video reel showing, for those of you that trashed or didn't understand what an antique tinsel tree is, I literally have saved several pictures of actual antique tinsel trees.
I think you should do one in reverse. How to make an antique tinsel tree look like a $10 Target tree.
Except I would never ruin one.
It would be a fun parody.
Oh, wouldn't that be hysterical? Actually, I could just run it in reverse.
Yes, that was my first thought. But if you made people think you were actually taking an antique tree and turning it, then you would really get some people mad.
Isn't that true? Oh my goodness.
It's like a $10 tinsel tree. I don't know how many inches. No, it's not 4 or 5 feet. It's like inches. We're live. Would you like to say hello?
No, not at all.
Our UPS guy is here. This is
Hi,
the guy
John.
that gets all
Is our
your packages
UPS
to you.
guy.
They can see me?
No, they can't see
Oh,
you.
they can
I
hear
would
me.
never do that.
I was going to say.
They can hear you. Yes.
Oh, look at this little artist go here. Look at her go, girl.
That's what I do, John.
This is what we do here.
Oh, I just thought you rode around with your husband looking cute in the passenger seat.
I mean, that's a part-time job.
I was riding in my car.
The one lady where I used to work to, she would always say, I would walk in with my sunglasses on, she'd say, there was some song I used to wear my sunglasses, and she would go into a song and singing about it. I'm like, you're the greatest, Ruthie. Like, but you ladies have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We really do have a good UPS guy.
Did you do anything with the branches you took off?
What do you mean?
Of the tinsel tree.
No, but you know what you can do? I didn't, but you could twist them into little antique-looking tinsel stars. Snowflakes.
Oh, that's a good idea.
All right, so now let me bring this up a little. Now we're cooking with gas. We like it. Yes,
Leah said I got 4 of the Target trees, but mine stayed the way they came. Why? Because you were tired of the ones you doing all the ones at the shop. Patty said Target will come out with their own version of that tree next year.
Yeah, right. Yeah, all these millennials or X and G's or whatever they're called, they'll find out. That Target tinsel tree is a rendition of an antique tinsel tree.
You know, I'm technically on the cusp of millennial.
Megan, I don't understand what any of those generational...
Well, do you know what you are?
I know I'm a baby boomer.
Okay, so you understand.
Yeah, but after that...
Nothing
There's
matters to you.
X's and Y's and
I think after millennial
double
is
Z's
X, right?
and I don't know.
Let me find
It's
out.
so
Once again,
confusing to me. How many different generations are there?
I mean, haven't there always been generations?
Yeah, but we didn't name them like that. I think they went by like the century before that.
A year-by-year guide to generations and their names in order. Okay, hey, we're not talking about food.
That's right.
How do we like that? The silent generation. From 1925 to 1945.
Uh-huh.
You knew that?
No, but it makes sense.
Okay. Some of their characteristics are an interpersonal respect, work ethic, self-sacrifice, determination and dedication, traditional values and culture, flexibility, and builder traits.
Well, doggone it. Like, that's not a bad thing, is it?
No, all of those are great traits.
All of it.
Let's see how things go down with the baby boomers. 1946 to 1964. Goal-oriented, focus on personal fulfillment, eager for change and development.
That's where we went wrong, is personal fulfillment.
Yep, have gained experience, shaped society and the social context, the desire for equality.
Yes.
Okay,
definitely.
so now here's where it gets tricky for me. I was born in 1980. Generation X is 1965 to 1980. So you see? So what I'm probably going to do is go ahead and take the best qualities of both generations.
Yeah, I
and
think
claim them
that's
as my
wise.
own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so Generation X, independent, balance in work life, talented in technology, resourceful, ambitious and eager to learn new skills, create and enjoy creative input, value diversity, responsibilities, and challenges, masters of self-deprecation. That's interesting.
Do we have to go through all the generations?
Well, we're almost done. I'm quite young. So then millennial, okay, I guess I'm technically Generation X because then millennials are 81 to 96.
Look at that, you guys. That is a beauty. Now, I set aside my Sharpie, but you can see where I just outlined. See the outline for the Sharpie? With the Sharpie there? That's what I did for my lettering. So I won't do that now because I did have some more wet-ish paint that I applied up there. So, but I'm digging this a lot. And when we get this dried, tomorrow I'm going to put a coat of clear DIY liquid patina over it. And it is just going to be so pretty. I can't wait to finish it up.
Can I ask a quick question? Okay, you are going to do the Sharpie, you said.
Yes,
okay.
I am, but I put it aside, and I don't know
looking
where
forward
it
to
is.
seeing that. I can get you another one. Would you like me to?
Well, I need that thick one. And I know, I was working on it earlier. Hey guys, I'm working on a little bitty edited video to create this cute, I mean, it's not much, but I'm working on a little edited reel that will be over on Instagram. If you're in our text group, I'll let you know when that goes up. But super cute little ornament, because we're not over mushrooms yet. And I thought we were going to be. And
Must be a Generation Z thing.
it must be. Yeah. So thanks you guys for hanging out with us. We will see you on Friday. We're going to start digging into that Jeanne d'Arc Living Creative Christmas book. And yeah, we got a few fun things to make from there and some original interpretations in the same style as the Jeanne d'Arc Living Creative Christmas projects. So we'll see you then, and I hope you have a lovely week.
And we do have that book available on the website.
We do.
Again,
Yeah,
yes,
we do.
it's
Yep.
available
Yep.
again.
So, hey, don't forget to do all the things, follow, comment, share, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, give us a thumbs down. Give us one of those, like I said, the whatever you got to do. A laughing.
Even a thumbs down. I don't care anymore.
Every interaction helps this video reach other people who might not have seen our content before and who might really love it,
And who
or
might not,
who might actually not.
and to whom the poinsettia may still be a mystery. Right? That could be solved by this video.
Yes, that's exactly right. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Have a wonderful week.